quiet place, the road ahead. Experience absolute terror as you strive for silence when hiding from, and sneaking by, horrific creatures who hunt using only sound. Embark on a dramatic adventure inspired by the A Quiet Place movie franchise as a young survivor trying to navigate the new, eerily tranquil, post-apocalyptic landscape. Discover your own path through the world by observing your environment and leveraging the tools in your surroundings. Blade Runner 2033, Labyrinth. From Annapurna Interactive, Blade Runner 2033, Labyrinth brings the revered franchise back to games for the first time in 25 years. Set between the original film and 2049, Blade Runner 2033 takes place after the events of the Blackout, the devastating terrorist attack that brought an end to Tyrell Corp and Replicant production.
Through the pieces, being someone else, in places that no longer exist. That's where you'll find me, searching in the land of the dead.
Where Winds Meet. Where Winds Meet is a very curious title that still hasn't been fleshed out yet in terms of what it's meant to be. What we do know is that it's set in the Ten Kingdoms period of China. You'll play as a swordsman who is roaming these lands, and will have a direct impact on what's to come. But what that impact will be shall be up to you. You'll get to choose not just your path, but how your character grows. You don't have to be a swordsman if you don't want to. You can be a martial artist, a magic wielder, or mix and match it. You can also choose whether to be a warrior at all, and instead be a lower tier member of society. Steel Seed. Not all action games have to have plenty of details to get you excited for them. For example, Steel Seed features a girl named Zoe who goes into a factory to try and get her father out. The problem? A corrupt AI runs the factory, and that AI is willing to throw swarms of robots at you to keep you away. But you're not going to let that stop you, right? We didn't think so. The good news is that you'll have a drone named Kobe to help you, and you'll have plenty of ways to beat up these robots. So run through them and get your father back. The Sinking City 2. The Sinking City 2 takes place in the city of Arkham in the 1920s that has been impacted by a supernatural flood. The game is said to have a standalone story from the previous game. The Sinking City 2 is a semi-open world survival horror game with a focus on combat and exploration and increasing flood waters that will alter locations as the game progresses. The game will feature an inventory system and allow the player to collect resources as well as being able to use firearms as well as melee weapons against enemies. The game also features an optional investigation system that will give benefits to players and allow them to solve puzzles that will allow for alternate options, reveal lore, and unlock secrets. Sword of the Sea. Sword of the Sea is an atmospheric adventure with high-speed movement inspired by skateboarding and snowboarding games. Surf across the surreal undulating landscapes of the necropolis on a quest to unveil a lost ocean teeming with life in Sword of the Sea. In a world where the terrain flows in waves, ride a hovering sword to speed over shifting seas of sand, magma, and ice. Build momentum to achieve great speeds and catch big air as you explore skatepark-like ruins, lost in the tides of the necropolis. Your quest is to unveil the ancient sea buried beneath the land.
I'd do anything to stop what happened that fateful night. Now, I have a second chance.
Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Life is Strange, Double Exposure is an upcoming episodic adventure game. After her friend Sophie was murdered, Max Caulfield tries to use her rewind powers, which she had sworn to never use again, to save her, but discovers that she has gained the ability to travel to another timeline where Sophie is still alive. She is determined to prevent Sophie's murder a second time and find out who the killer is, but a persistent detective won't make her investigation easy.
That night turned my life upside down. Again. Sophie!
Hang on. Parallel world?
There's a world parallel to this one that I can access.
He has blood on his hands.
What really happened?
One of these days, I'm gonna find out what you're running from, Max Caulfield.
That was my fault.
I told you, Max. I trust you.
What is this? This time?
Star Wars Eclipse. Comes Star Wars Eclipse, a new action-adventure, multiple-character branching narrative game set in the High Republic era of the iconic Star Wars galaxy. Now early in development, see the galaxy through the eyes of an ensemble cast of multiple, charismatic playable characters, each with their own morality, personality, motivations, and impact upon each other and the story at large, with all new characters and environments. You have the power to make choices with consequences thanks to many outcomes in this deeply branching narrative. Instinction. Welcome to the Valley of the Rift. You are Isabel, an ecologist who seems to have a weird connection to this place. But will that connection bring her truths or just get her killed? We say that because within this place are dinosaurs who are more than willing to rip her limb from limb. Plus, there are mysterious people who not only thrive in this place but are trying to protect the creatures within. The more you dive in, the more you'll have to fight for survival and try to unravel everything that is going on here. How is this place possible, and can you withstand its dangers? Jump in and find out. Avowed. While it may not sound like it, or look at it given its first-person perspective, Avowed is set in the realm of Pillars of Eternity, and that makes it all the more interesting to fans of the franchise. However, the new focus, if you will, is apparently making this game more to something like the Elder Scrolls, as you'll be dealing with magic and swordplay in the first-person perspective. Something that is very different from the Pillars of Eternity games. The first trailer for the game hints at many things, including dark forces brought to life by unnatural means, a former member of royalty trying to get back the crown, and more. We'll have to wait for more details though.
You scare us. The way you fight. The power you wield. The secrets you keep. You're either here to save us.
Myths. History. Just different ways to interpret the past.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Uncover one of history's greatest mysteries in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, a first-person, single-player adventure set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Last Crusade. The year is 1937, sinister forces are scouring the globe for the secret to an ancient power connected to the Great Circle, and only one person can stop them, Indiana Jones. You'll become the legendary archaeologist in this cinematic action-adventure game from Machine Games, the award-winning studio behind the recent Wolfenstein series, and executive produced by Hall of Fame game designer Todd Howard.
Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Greenfield. An adventure game focused on exploration and puzzle solving. Greenfield was solo developed by Kyle Smith, tasking us with exploring a mysterious facility, learning its secrets and making use of forgotten technology. The game is set on an island holding an old outpost, home to forgotten technology. The main protagonist must restore its subsequent stations to open the way to the central section and discover a dark secret. Greenfield is a side-scroller, tasking us with exploring and solving environmental puzzles. The player must explore a vast research complex, learning about the technology it holds. There are 5 stations to discover, each dedicated to a specific energy source.